This is our destination today. It's like a spring out in the middle of the desert, although I don't know if there's a spring here or not. There's plenty of water. So I don't know if it's just a catch basin or a spring, but it's beautiful back in here. Lots of trees, very thick foliage, and some really beautiful cliffs and rock formations, along with some of the color you get from the trees and some of the beauty from the forest and the ponds. There's actually some fish life in these ponds and turtle life. Enjoy this destination. At Hidden Gems of Nature, I don't tell you what the destination is. Instead, I give you clues so you can explore and discover these hidden gems or your own hidden gems. So watch carefully as we identify clues to find these destinations. And remember, subscribe to Hidden Gems of Nature YouTube channel. Welcome to Hidden Gems of Nature. We're on our way on Highway 60 East, heading to the Superstition Mountains. Today, we're going to be on the north side of the Superstition Mountains. We'll take a left here at the light and head north into Apache Junction. So we're heading north in Apache Junction. We'll turn here. As you can see, we've arrived at the lake. We'll only cross one bridge before we get to the parking lot where we start our excursion. So we are now at the lake. We're going to actually do a paddle hike. So we're going to start at the lake paddling, and this is the area that we're going to turn off to. So here we are in the parking lot where we start this paddle hike today. We're going to drop down into the lake, take the canoes down into the lake, canoe down to the end of the lake, the end of the arm of the lake, and then go for a hike about 1.5 miles up from the lake. Join us as we explore and discover the beauties in the lake and on the hike. So we're down at the lake. We're going to put in the canoes and head up this little arm of the lake and paddle to our trailhead. I put the canoe in like this so that I don't ruin the bottom of the canoe on all these rocks. Got a few friends here as we're canoeing along. They didn't fly. I guess they're human friendly. So we're just in this little alcove here. We got a willow tree that's in fall color. And behind us is a much taller cliff. And the story about this cliff is, 51.5 feet tall, so all the kids in the local town used to come out here and jump off this cliff, which is called 5150. So here's the cliff that the locals would jump off of. Kind of a cool little rock feature as we canoe up to the end of this arm of the lake. There's a lot of reeds and a lot of trees back in this section of the lake, and with all the plant life comes a lot of bird life as well, so it's kind of enjoyable to canoe through here and see a lot of the bird life. In this particular location we saw a great blue heron, and he was flying from pinnacle to pinnacle. We were able to catch up to him and see him fly from one pinnacle to another. So this tree has a rope swing on it, as you can see. When my oldest daughter was dating her husband, they came up here in March, canoed up to this tree limb, and as most men do, he was strutting his stuff, grabbed the rope, swung out into the lake, came up, couldn't breathe because the water was so cold. And I guess his showing off worked out because she said yes when he asked her to marry him. So the lake is narrowing back here in the corner. We're almost to land.
Hold the canoe.
Ted, man, you make that look too easy. So here we are at the end of the lake. As you can see behind me, it's kind of a pretty little section of the lake, nice little narrow section with some nice rock formations. And now I'll have my wife pan around so you can see the hiking portion of the trail. This is where we'll get out of the lake and head up the wash to our destination. We have about 1.25 miles, maybe 1.5 miles hike. Another interesting rock feature as we come around one of the bends in the wash. So here we are hiking down the wash, and you can see the window rock up in the notch. Yeah, Ted, wave. I'm zero. Oh, that's my brother-in-law. There's the window rock.
Gotta make it entertaining.
And so we're just hiking to the other side of that window rock, but we'll be down in the wash, so don't think you have to climb all the way up to the window rock. That's for looks, not for hiking.
Me?
This is kind of a cool little tunnel that we passed as we came up and through. I don't think we're going to go through it, but it's still kind of cool. Here's our destination. It's just an oasis of trees, and we'll go ahead and head into the thicket. Destination, or the very edge of our destination, and I'm going to pan just to the very edge where our destination kind of ends, is at these willow trees, and then you're back in the desert. But all to my left, a couple hundred yards, is this really lush area, and then there is the window rock that we saw from the north side. Now you're looking at the window rock from the south side, so you'll know you're here, although the willow trees kind of give it away too. You can see how tall the cliffs are in this little narrow section of the canyon. You can also see how tall the willows are. And you can see how dense it is and how the trees go from one wall to the other. It's really pretty. Also, as you look up the wall, you can see some of the interesting rock features. Whether it's a hole in the wall or a peephole or a window rock, there's lots of rock features as well as all the greenery coupled with it. It makes for a nice place to sit, enjoy your lunch, and just look around at all the beauty that surrounds you when you sit down in this little pocket. So here we are actually on the south side of this little oasis out here in the desert, and you can see it behind me. It's really pretty. If you come in from the south side instead of from the north side as we did, I'll pan around. We're actually in kind of a slot, a very narrow section of the canyon, and you can see back here behind me. So that's the south side. So if you're coming in from the south side, you do this. You can actually hike in from the south side. I've been in here a couple of times hiking in, but it is a lot tougher coming in from the south side because you have to bushwhack through some pretty tight sections. But you can see the cliffs behind me, how tall and narrow they are. It's a pretty little slot area. Again, I don't know if it's because of the rock bottom that there's water in here continually, or if there's a spring close by. Regardless, it's really pretty back in here. Enjoy this hike as you explore and discover these beauties out in the middle of the desert. It is a great place to relax and enjoy a double date. Have a great time as you hike into this beautiful destination.